Okay. Welcome, everyone, to the November 21st, 2022 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm Barb Lewis, President of the Board. To my right is our Vice President, Jeff Benton. To my left is fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, our Administrator, Tracy Davies, our Deputy Administrator, Don Houston, our clerks, Sarah DeNovo and Jennifer Walraven. We can begin.
Resolution number 22-1016, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held November 17th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-1016. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today. That brings us to item number 3, resolution number 22-1017, in the matter of approving purchase orders and announced certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 1118, warrants in procurement card number PC APR 1118, and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 1118.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-1017. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-1018, in the matter of approving travel expense request.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 22-1018. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Item number 5, we have our Delaware County Transit Director, Andy Volkin.
Welcome, Andy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Commissioners, for the time this morning. Thank you so much for having me here. It is not lost on me that I have the privilege to stand in our county's chambers here, so you'll forgive me if I'm a little excited. This is a phenomenal facility. It's amazing what our county does, and so thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to formally also thank our Delaware County Transit Board for the selection of myself into this position of Executive Director. Delaware County Transit has a rich history within our community. For those that don't know, it was established in 1998 as the transit authority for our county. We've done a lot in that time, and we have a lot more to do with me being here. I've been able, this is my 5th week, I'm entering my 5th week in this position. I've been able to do ride-alongs with our passengers. Our passengers love this service. We really do some really great things for our community. We need to continue to grow our partnerships that we have with our county agencies, with our extra county agencies, SourcePoint and others. We need to continue to foster those relationships, and I'm so happy to be able to do that. We have a really bright future with our growing county. Delaware County Transit has the opportunity to grow and expand with our county. We are looking at expanding technology. We have to utilize technology. It's the great equalizer for an operation our size. We're going to be planning a strategic plan for 23. We're going to look to the community, look to our commissioners, look to our stakeholders to see where do we want Delaware County Transit to go? How can we best serve this growing county that we have? And as we continue to do this, we're going to look for new and inventive ways to become efficient and effective with our service. And we are so excited. I am so excited to be here. I'm a resident of Delaware County. We live within the city of Delaware. For anyone that knows, if you spend 3 minutes with me, I'll talk about my family. I'm a proud dad to 3 daughters, a beautiful wife. This is the community we are going to live and raise our family in. So we're excited to be here as a part of this county. Those are my introductory remarks. I don't have any other real amazing things to tell at this time, but I'm open to questions or comments.
Well, could you give us a little bit of your background? Because
Yes, thank you. So I started in 2009 as a bus operator at the Central Ohio Transit Authority. I graduated from the Ohio State University, much to some people's chagrin, and I graduated at the height of the recession. It was a challenge to find a job. And so I started driving buses. And so from 2009 to 2016, I was promoted steadily from an operator to a supervisor to in the planning department, in the facilities department. And then from 2016 until 5 weeks ago, I was at the city of Columbus running a traffic maintenance operation within public service.
Wow.
A busy 13-ish years, but a proud public servant. I've been so my entire career. My goal is to continue that for as long as I physically can.
Oh, thank you. We're very, very happy to have you. Commissioners, any comments?
We had an opportunity to spend a little time together
Yes,
last
sir.
week, and look, I really got a lot out of it. I appreciate your passion, and I think the fact that you kind of started, let's say, from the ground up,
Yes, sir.
will probably be a positive as far as you transition into this position. And I think it's in good hands, and I think the board made an excellent choice.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, we're meeting, I think, next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate that. How did you pick Delaware? What made you decide to settle in
No,
Delaware?
thank you. So, for those that are unaware, in the City of Columbus Public Service, it's, I need to be polite with my words. There's many engineers, right? To advance, I needed to be an engineer. I'm not, so I went looking around and I found this job available on the website. And for those that care, the website's really easy to use for job finding and job application. And so I applied that way. It was fairly a cold entry, so to speak, or serendipitous is how I believe it to be.
How did you decide to raise your family in Delaware?
So, oh my gosh, these are great questions. So my family and I are very involved in our church, and so during that time we were living in Columbus, but we were commuting up into Delaware to interact with our church family. And so we were finding ourselves driving a lot into Delaware, and so we said, you know what, we need to stay here. This is our home. This is where we're going to be permanently. Why would I want to drive to where I want to live and play and stay where I want to work? I'll drive for work. The commute's not that bad, so on and so forth. And so our community is here. And it's been that way, gosh, for the past 12-ish years. So, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard. Glad to have you on board.
Thank you,
It's gonna be
Commissioner.
neat. We got a lot to do.
Yeah, our work.
Interesting stuff.
It's exciting. Onward and upward. Our better days are ahead of us, and I'm excited for this opportunity.
Many people are excited that you're here too.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
You will be, are a great public servant, and you're going to help many people.
Well, I appreciate the support of this group, of our commissioners, of our administrative staff. As you know, it's an amazing group that we have. I'm excited to be a part of that team.
I will add this. I took him to introduce him to Brian Gallagher in Veteran Services
Yes, sir.
because of some of the issues that had occurred in the past. And I think Brian and you are going to be getting together.
Yes,
You mentioned
sir.
Source Point, but I think you're going to be getting with all the agencies.
Yes, sir. Thank you for articulating that point. My goal is to meet as many of our agencies as possible, to interface with them, to talk about how we can assist and grow our service for them. I mean it when I say we are a partner. We need to be a partner. And DCT, with me at the helm, is going to be a partner for our department agencies, for our extra agencies, for our county overall. But we really do need to focus on those relationships. And that's going to be my goal here in the first couple months here, is talking, understanding our role, understanding where we need to improve, and then executing a plan that does that.
That's great. Thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
in.
Thank you, Commissioners. I appreciate the time today.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Item number 6 is Eric Pencal, Director of the Delaware County Guardianship Service Board.
Welcome, Eric.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everybody. It's going to sound a bit like an echo chamber from the last presenter. Hi, I'm Eric. Hi. Haven't got a chance to meet Andy yet, but I wanted to take time to come here and thank the Commissioner, thank the board, Commissioners and the board for their support of the Guardianship Services Board. I know that Judge Hemanowski was here sometime last year asking you all for your support, and that has come through. It's taken a minute to get things up and running, but we're pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. We have things like a phone number now. So you talk about the bottom-up approach that Andy has learned. I'm truly from the bottom up here. We are currently located down at the DD board on the second floor there. We have some preliminary some preliminary renderings of getting some office space up and running there. We are currently looking to hire some folks, social workers, to help run the program. And the program, for the commissioner's benefit, if you don't remember, what the goal for this program is going to be to help those that don't have family, don't have friends, don't have anybody to step up and help them who have been deemed incompetent by the probate court. There's a really huge need. There's a long list of people that are in our community that are kind of a rudderless ship, so to speak. So what the Guardianship Services Board is going to do, and what guardians do in general, is help those folks make healthcare decisions, life decisions, where to live, try to help keep them out of trouble, if you can. So that's my goal, and I'm meeting with all the community partners right now. That's what I've done. I started on October 3rd. Our four main supporters of the probate court, the DD board, the mental health board, and the boards of commissioners. I've also met with SourcePoint and Farrah Waugh. She is very excited to step up and be a community partner for the Guardianship Services Board. But really, I wanted to come here and just reintroduce the board with me as director, answer any questions you guys have, and then just thank you for your support. So.
Eric, for the benefit of those who may be listening, how was the service being provided a year ago versus how it's going to be provided in the future?
So it's going to be a combination of what happened in the past and what we're going to do in the future. So it's not going to go away what we've done in the past. Basically, local attorneys have been stepping up. Two in particular have been stepping up throughout the years. And give a shout out to Michelle Stratman and Nick McCoy, who are a godsend to a lot of the community partners that I just named, because they have done a heck of a job helping folks out that have been deemed incompetent by the court, and then there's nobody to step up. So they've done a great job. What my hope is then is to supplement that. It's not going to completely remove them, because there's going to be situations and circumstances where we're not going to be able to take everybody. So my hope is to continue a good partnership with them, but to be able to take more on as we move forward. And Magistrate Suffren said this, and I'll give him credit. We're like a hotel. We have so many spots available in our hotel because there is a cap on the number of folks that a social worker or myself should be monitoring or being guardians of. So once that gets full, then we need to make a bigger hotel, basically. So we're going to be limited in the amount of spots that we can have, at least early on, with the staff that we have. Right now, we're hiring for a social worker, as I said, and we have on board to hire another social worker about mid-year is what we're hoping to do. So we'll have 2 social workers on, hopefully by the end of 2020. What year is it? 2023, right? Next year's 2023, yeah. We'll have 2 by the end of next year. I'm sorry, I also have kids, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they don't sleep. Yeah. It's horrible. So it's going to be a little bit of the old going into the new. There's going to be a bit of a transition there. The court won't have to scrounge around looking for attorneys and won't have to lean so heavily on Nick and Michelle, who have their own practices outside of there. So hopefully we will be a resource for the community going forward, just to be there for folks and to help them out. Try to give them some type of self-determination out in the community and make them productive, help them be as productive as they want to be out in the community. So.
Are you going to be full-time then?
I am full-time.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I hope so. I got paid. It's been quite the experience. It's a brand-new public agency, so I mean, there was nothing. Some folks in the auditor's office, I still don't think we're real, because they ask for a lot of things, and we're just like, can you please just do this? But anyways, yeah, I'm full-time. That's the plan. We've had a few board meetings since we've since I've started. The board right now, if you're not familiar, it's Chief Moore from Delaware City Police, J. Michael Nix, who is a local probate attorney, and then Adam Reinhardt, who is a probate attorney. I think he also serves as magistrate in Union County for their probate juvenile division. So yeah, I'm full-time. It's been fun.
How does the public get in touch with your organization then? What's the best way?
So we have an email now, which is awesome. Thanks. It's gsb@co.delaware.oh.us. And then our main line is 740-833-2770. Those are the two main contacts that I would tell folks to reach out if they have any questions or concerns. And I am a one-man band, so you'll hear from me. Yeah, so that is how I would tell folks to reach out.
What kind of calls are you recommending that they, what are you, how can you help? Who can you help?
So typically, if an individual is on the cusp of needing a guardian, they're going to be known to local community partners. Like almost, I think 64%, or I'm gonna say this, 70% of the folks that have received guardianship services over the last few years were DD clients. About 25% were mental health clients, and then about 5% were APS clients. So we don't anticipate being the initial source, right? There's almost always going to be, unless it's a hospital, that's another. I've met with Ohio Health. They are going to be a community partner. They're going to contract with our board to take cases for folks that are stuck in Ohio Health systems. There's currently one or two right now in Grady that have been there for months that are in need of guardianship services. So we don't necessarily anticipate being the referral source necessarily, but we will act as that if need be, if the need arises. But just if anybody has any questions or, I'm more than willing to answer those questions. I may not have a good answer currently, but yeah, so.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm just very happy that you were an excellent prosecutor too, and so I'm just very happy that you are still with Delaware County.
Thank you, Barb, I appreciate that.
Just to clarify, I think a lot of the appointments are through the court system, correct?
I'm sorry?
A lot of the appointments are through the courts?
They are all through the probate
Okay.
court process, yes.
Just want to make sure everybody understood that.
Yes, 100%. It begins with the filing and the application for guardianship, and then there's either evaluation has or has not been done, and then is completed, and then the court has a hearing and determines whether or not that individual is incompetent. And we're still monkeying with the process, but it's at that point in time, either at the beginning of the filing of the application or after the letters of guardianship are issued, that our board will then take over as guardian for those individuals.
And the court's goal is to make sure these people are treated appropriately and fairly and honestly.
Yeah. And by law, the probate court is what's called the ultimate guardian. So every single time there is a guardianship issued in this county or every county, all 88 counties, that probate court acts as the ultimate guardian by statute. And they then obviously can't supervise. I think here in Delaware, we have somewhere a little south of 500 active guardianships. So they can't, obviously, they don't have the manpower. So they rely mostly, a lot of that is family guardianships. A big chunk of that is family guardianship, but a sizable amount don't have anybody. And so that is how that process works, so.
And one last thing, and the funding sources are the county mental health?
So the way that it's broken down, it's the DD, mental health, and I've had conversations with JFS. JFS is looking to be a community partner as well. Help fund about a third to 40%. The commissioners are about another 40%, and then I think the probate court is about 20%, roughly, or 10%. My numbers are a little askew there, but That's basically how it's breaking down. And I've had conversations with, is it Deputy Commissioner Eric Hochstetler now? Deputy Administrator?
You maybe have to repeat what he said because he wasn't heard.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm a real slacker. I won't take on challenges when they come to me." I don't know, he talks a lot. No, he said he's deputy administrator, and he in no way wants to be deputy commissioner. Yeah, I've had conversations with Eric about kind of formalizing the process moving forward to see, just to have that certainty for all the folks involved between our board and the commissioners, so.
Sure. Boy, great discussion. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks
Thank
for
you
the
so
info.
much for coming in.
Thank you,
very much.
folks. Thanks, Jennifer.
Take care. Good luck.
Item number 7, resolution number 22-1019. In the matter of approving a cooperation agreement by and between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and the City of Delaware for the relocation of county fiber optic components.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Steve Lewis with the IT Department. The first item you have in front of you from me is it's an agreement that Eric crafted with Delaware City Council to allow us to use an existing conduit system that they have along William Street. The reason we have a desire to use it is the point improvement project that the city and ODOT is working on. We found out 5 or 6 weeks ago that our fiber that is a critical part of our operation is in conflict with that project, and we need to relocate it. So the most cost-effective way to do so was taking advantage of some conduit that the city has. So, like I said, Eric drafted the agreement. It was approved by the city council attorneys, but it has not been to city council. It'll go this Thursday, I believe, on the 28th. So because of the timeframe, I am asking that you guys would execute this prior to the city, just so that we can keep it moving.
Sure. Any questions, comments? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-1019. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-1020, in the matter of approving a service agreement by and between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Harris and Hebner Excavating Incorporated for the installation and relocation of fiber conduit.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Again, Steve Lewis with the IT Department still, and what this is just the contract for installation and the relocation of that fiber I just discussed.
Okay.
How long will it take to get the relocation finished?
So first, what we'll have to do is the conduit along William Street is not, it doesn't get us 100% of where we need to be. It's a portion. So we'll probably have 4 or 5 days of boring to put in new conduit to connect with the existing. So that's probably 4 or 5 days realistically, and then probably another 2 days total to pull the fiber in and do a splice, which that splice will occur after hours, so that there's minimal disruptions to our services, because it is our connection to our backup 911 center. It's our connection down to the data center. Even though it goes east to the point, it is our direct line to Cologix in Worthington, which is where all of our data is replicated. So we don't want to lose it for too long.
When will you start it?
As soon as possible. We're in the permitting process. After your approval today, hopefully, the permits will be executed through the city and ODOT. There's a small piece that has to go through the ODOT property. But we seem to think that's going to be pretty quick. So I would say they want all the splicing done in January at the latest.
Okay.
So, of course, the holidays slow that down, but I think there won't be any problem meeting that goal. It's just the same thing everybody else is facing, the manpower and the supplies to do the work.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-1020. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Resolution number 22-1021, In the matter of approving a supplemental appropriation for the Recorder's Office.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us today and your consideration regarding the request for supplemental appropriation. We have some desktop scanners that we had to replace. So we're just asking to move from our technology fund 241 to 5450 from 5301.
Okay. Your name is?
Oh, I'm sorry, Clancy Maloney Nelson.
Clancy.
Chief
Okay,
Deputy.
thank you, Clancy. Any questions? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-1021. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Great,
Thank you for
Happy
coming.
Thanksgiving.
Resolution number 22-1022. In the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 22-1022. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 22-1023. In the matter of awarding a bid to and approving a contract with Peterson Construction Company for the Berlin Business Park Pump Station Project for the Delaware County Regional Sewer District.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. So this is an award with Peterson Construction Company for the Berlin Business Park Pump Station Project. They bid $3.4 million. Engineer's estimate was $3.6 million, so just a little under our estimate. Last time around, we had one bid from Ryder Company at $4.3 million, so this is quite a bit lower than we saw the last time around, so we're pleased with that. We had a total of 2 bids. It was Peterson and Ryder Company again this time. Peterson is aware of the urgency on this project. They're actually preparing submittals right now, even kind of ahead of the approved contract, just knowing that they need to get some of the electrical equipment ordered as soon as possible, which is the longest lead time equipment.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Tiffany,
Yeah,
for your work on this. Any other questions?
Yeah, it's good to see this moving along. Thank you.
Yes. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 22-1023. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you, Tiffany.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Nothing for me today.
Nothing for me either. Oh, my gosh, you guys. Commissioner Benton.
Just a few things. We had Central Youth Center meeting on Thursday afternoon late, and that went well. COIC is in good shape. Got the usual challenges, but things are moving along well there. Regional planning was then Thursday evening. Again, just a lot going on, a lot moving through the process, so appreciate everybody's efforts to keep that thing moving. We've got a land bank meeting this Wednesday, land bank board meeting this Wednesday morning. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. It's a big day coming up. And then a big day on Saturday. Buckeyes take on the team up north, so hope everybody's
boy.
watching
Yes.
and rooting for the good guys.
Commissioner Merrill.
Well, I can almost say ditto, 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 ditto. The COIC regional plan, we were both at present. And land bank, I'll be there as well on, I think Wednesday, right?
Wednesday at 10.
And we also had a CCAO board meeting on Friday, and I know in anticipation of the annual meeting in December, which I believe we're all attending. And with that, I have nothing else.
Just like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving, and we have so much to be thankful for in this county and in our nation. So happy Thanksgiving, and we do have need for executive session.
We do. Resolution number 22-1024, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of pending or imminent litigation and for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 22-1024. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We're now recessed into